Hey everybody, welcome to another Beyond the Bread. As always, thank you for joining. Please subscribe, like the video. Also visit breakbreadbreakchains.com so you can get all the latest content there. Join our newsletter. You won't miss a thing. As always, Beyond the Bread. This is a devotional to Break Bread, Break Chains. Devotional this week title was The Prophecy of Yolo, based in scriptures Esther chapter 4, verses 6 through 16. And um, you know, obviously, you know that story about Esther and how, she made a decision, even though it could have cost her a life, to go in and petition for the nation of Israel, to the king, and on her behalf, they were spared. So, um, I want to kind of start with that because obviously that was a pivotal moment in her life where she made a decision, to not be concerned with her life, but do what's best for her people and in the same turn serve God. And I guess the question I have for you today is, and also for myself is, if you only live once, why aren't you serving God more? Um, and this isn't an accusation or anything like that. I'm not saying that, you're not serving, but I think sometimes for myself, there's this thing of, even sometimes you feel like, okay, well, I can only do but so much, think about if they ask you to serve at your church or they ask you to tithe, or they give a special offering. And sometimes you don't want to, or you don't do it, or, you want to maybe help somebody, or you don't feel like it on the weekend. And I guess what I'm saying is, what is the net result of what we want? Is it comfort in this life, or is it God's approval in the next? And so, I'm not here to accuse anyone and say, hey, you got to go out and start, serving or do a bunch of stuff that maybe haven't been called to do. But what I would say is it is reasonable to that we should refocus and look at how we're living each day of our lives, make sure that we're serving God as best we can each day. And what does that look like? I think it looks like all, you know, first, it looks like, a humble heart, a heart that is not haughty and thinking, oh, hey, I've done that. I've arrived at a certain level. It doesn't matter if you reach Bible every day. It doesn't matter if you tithe. It doesn't matter if you, are the usher board, choir team, you're a pastor, whatever. There's no arrival. So I think just having a humble heart will allow you to serve God more. I also think that just taking care of your household, right? Like, you have a wife, you have children, you have people in your family, siblings, parents, whatever stage of life you're in, show them, serve them with respect, serve them with, gratitude. And those are things to me that are really important because those are God's children, right? We are all made in God's image. So when you serve people who are in God's image, then that's like serving God. And God says as much. He says, when they said, we didn't see you when you were hungry and thirsty. And he says, oh, well, for those who did the least of these, you did for me. So God equates service to those certainly, in his kingdom, our brothers and sisters, as service to him. So that's one way that you can serve him better or serve him more. The other thing is to just look at and trim away some of the things that you are doing on a regular basis, like quit scrolling. All the scrolls you do, like whether it be Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Reddit, um, there's probably some more sites, YouTube, whatever it is, take that time and refocus that on just listening to God and see what he wants to do. So maybe serving him is even what Mary did. We talk about Mary and Martha, how, Mary sat at Jesus' feet and just listened. It's like, man, sometimes God, he just wants you to get your attention. And you're so much that we have, whether it be, sports or, movies or politics, all those things we get wrapped around. We read the same article over and over again. We're refreshing, what, checking all these different things. And God is like, I have a revelation for you. And all you're worried about is the recycled stuff that's going on in the world that doesn't make a bit of difference. And so I think that's, really, really important, being able to unwind some of that stuff. So, um, that's another point. And then I think the last thing is, you know, just to um, have joy, have more joy. Um, when you're doing anything for the Lord, like don't do it out of duty. I know sometimes it's like, well, okay, I read my scriptures in the morning, I tithe, I serve, I do all these things. It's like God doesn't want you to do it out of duty. He wants to do it out of joy. He wants you to be like, man, I'm excited to give. I'm excited to serve. I'm excited to read His Word. I'm excited to see what He's going to do. So I just think that, asking God to restore that joy that you have for His presence, for His Word. So, I just think that, if you go back, the three things we talked about is, serving those, in God's image, decluttering your life, and then also just praying for God to restore the joy, that you would just have a reverence to study His Word, to be in His presence, to serve others, and that would equate to, in my opinion, serving Him more. And that's why we only have this one life. And so I just wanted to kind of have a reality check of, let's not get caught up in the things that aren't as important. Let's serve God more, even if it's just 1% more every day, that makes a difference, not getting caught up in the things that can always distract us, whether it be work, relationships, money, all the other things we don't have time to go into. But I just think that um, it was a very interesting concept. You only live once. And so I'm just like, man, I want to put my best foot forward. And so just thinking about how to do that, definitely something that, I'm going to continue to work on, hopefully give you some ideas, some things you can work on. I always say that this isn't a sermon. This is more of this should be just a confirmation of things that's happening in your own study, prayer time, and that you're kind of moving forward with that. So hopefully I confirmed something for you today. Again, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like this video. Also, visit breakbreadbreakchains.com. Stay up to date on all this content there. So, again, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for support. I love you. I'll see you soon on the Beyond the Bread. God bless.